Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? I think I'm live. How do I? Hey, Miranda, how you doing? I'm just here trying to figure out how. I still don't know how this works. I still don't know much about how these platforms work. I just know how to go live, but that's all I know. I was trying to see something. Alisa, how you doing? Good evening. Good evening. Hey, Miko. Going on? What's going on? Hey, Lynn. Hello, 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 and hello, and hello, and hello. I hope you guys. Hey, Riri. Riri, I just thought about you for some reason. I just thought about you. I just thought about Rashida. Like, what is Riri doing? I don't know why my mind went there, but it went there. Shadrika, how you doing? Good evening. Good evening. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. Janae, what's good? I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope you all having a good Sunday. I hope you all relaxing and felt good and doing the good things and loving it and having joy and a whole bunch of stuff. And I hope that you guys are blessed, man. I wanted to speak on some things. Okay, okay, Riri, okay, cool. Fact of life, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thankful. Okay, Lynn, I hear you. You work till 6? Okay. On a Sunday? Man, you gotta be working too hard. Don't be working too hard now. But yeah, man, we did our final finale of the book club yesterday. We're doing this book, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success, and for the members, we did the finale of this book um, yesterday for the book club, and we're gonna start. We start in this book next week, and this is the book that we doing in the book club for the members next week, and then we doing a couple more books the following week. And I just thought about I just thought about doing some lives on some healing, and I think we need um, some healing. Okay, just 4 hours. Okay, I got you. I was just watching your video on why people are single. Okay, what do you think about it? So I figured, because the thing is, a lot of people don't understand the connection to healing, man. And it's not about healing; it's about health. A lot of us don't understand our connection, our direct connection when it comes to health, when it comes to healing, when it comes to our pure true self. Okay, you just started watching it, and so I think I'm gonna do more of these videos on healing because I think the relationship part is kind of I think I'm you know on my lives. I think I'm kind of through with the relationship parts because I think these days relationships is gonna be relationships. People are gonna struggle how they struggle, but I think healing is so fundamental and healing is such a broad topic that many of us don't know how to fix our own selves. We don't know how to fix our own minds. We don't know how to fix our own bodies. We don't know how to attract the things that we want, and we don't know how to the things that's broken in us. We don't know how to fix it. And the thing is, when it comes to healing, it should be natural. It's a natural state, and I think many of us are struggling because we don't know how to be natural, our natural selves. So this is why I wanted to speak on some chakras, and I think when it comes to chakras, I think for me, when I understand healing, I think the first part of the first thing of understanding healing is part of the chakras. Is understanding when some things are off in our bodies or our chakras are off balance, right? When certain pains come, certain illnesses come, when certain diseases come, when certain tension arise, it's certain chakras a lot of times are off. It's just off signal or it's off balance. And I think when we learn these things, we will better be able to fix ourselves because a lot of times it's expensive, ain't it? It's very expensive. Let me make sure I'm still live because I don't know if my connection is that great. You all let me know if I'm still live, if you are still there, if you all can still hear me, just to make sure I'm not talking to myself, which I don't mind because my best conversations is when I'm alone You know? Okay, good. Good. Um, my best conversations are usually when I'm alone, to be honest. I could never put it how I want to put it when I'm in front of a camera. But yeah, so understanding how these chakras move, I think, is part of the most important part when it comes to healing to me. Because I know when I'm doing my clients, one of the things I ask is, "What's your favorite color?" I think I ask, and people are like, "What do you? Why are you asking me what's my favorite color?" Because I want to know what color um, stands out the most to you. I want to know what color you see the most. I want to know what color that you know is the most shiniest color. I want to know which color speaks to you the most. And I think that's why I ask that question oftentimes, what's your favorite color? Again, that question throw people off a lot, right? That question though, that question throws people off quite a bit because they don't understand why a color is so important. The reason why colors are so important is because a lot of times colors represents a certain energy. Okay, it's energy, and the things that what we focus on, what we see, what our minds, our subconscious mind is driven to, is certain things that we are going through internally, right? A lot of things that we are, like when we look at the things that we eat, like the fruits that we are, like I think one of the biggest things about when you walk in a grocery store, when you walk in a grocery store, if you would be so um if you would take a chance and just go to the produce aisle, right? And I know you guys hear me say this a lot. If you go to the produce aisle and see which fruits catches your eyes, that says a lot about the energies that's inside of you a lot of times. And I'm not talking about the fruits that you like, that's your favorite fruits. I'm talking about which fruits that stand out to you on that day. Because a lot of times our energy gets stuck in that day. A lot of times people get in our energy in that day. A lot of times thoughts, gets energy and keeps us messes up with our attention. Sometimes thoughts and feelings block this energy from experiencing being free. So a lot of times, man, a lot of times, if you can look, if you can walk in a grocery store and just see what fruits, what veggies your eyes are being drawn to without even trying it before, even not liking it before, I think a lot of times you might actually realize what's going on within us sometimes if you understand the correlation between the color. Because how we were created, we are nature, right? We are nature. I mean, first, how the chakras function. Like how now I'm just teaching, I'm just speaking just um, you know, basic stuff, just basic stuff. Um, when we walk, when we notice certain colors, when we walk in a grocery store and we see these fruits, understand the way how we are made, man. The way how we are made, the way how we are formed. We are formed from the earth, right? And everything, these fruits, these vegetables, these foods speak to us in a certain way. And the way how God created this universe is so amazing, right? The way how this universe and us is created is so amazing that everything is attached to us, everything is connected to us. So the thing is, sometimes, when you don't feel safe, or when you don't feel good about yourself, or when you don't feel empowered or feel grounded, you're gonna notice that you're gonna be drawn to certain foods like apples or red apples or grapes, red grapes, or red tomatoes, and those red food will stand out a lot more, all right? And a lot of times those red foods speaks a lot about your security. A lot of times when you're not feeling safe, when you're not feeling secure, when you're not feeling grounded, you're going to realize a lot of times that your lower back and your knees and your hips might be feeling funny. Your ankle might be out of, it might just hurt sometimes. And if you look at the times when that's happening, if you can see when your back is hurting, right? If you can connect the times when your back is hurting, your lower back goes out, your knee is hurting, your left knee, your right knee, both knees, your ankles, and your calf muscle. When you see that those things start to pain, if you can just think about, am I thinking about money right now? My finances? Are my finances good? Am I stressing about where am I going to live? What I'm going to eat? Am I stressing about relationships? Am I stressing about being afraid? And I think those have a direct correlation many of the times. So many of the times, the reason why we are in pain is because how we are viewing our life, right? Right? How we are viewing our life. Hey, drones, how we doing? Um, I have to see different colors. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Gina. Gina, I got your book, by the way. I got your book. And I missed a minute of what you were saying. Oh, okay. Okay, 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 Miranda. Hey, Rainy, how you doing? Might be just a lot of times, man. I'm telling you all, these colors speaks a lot, right? Sometimes, we have people with who have issues with their, sex drives, and we have issues with holding guilt and holding shame. We have issues with your ovaries and your. We have issues. We have issues with your fibroids in your body. We have issues with your hips. We have issues with your joints. We have issues with all those things. And the second chakra is over that one, right? Is over that one. That's the orange. That is the sacral chakra. And a lot of times, a lot of women experience this, especially when you are being molested, when you are being sexually abused, when you are being sexually assaulted, right? Because based on the worry, stress, trauma, how would color attraction work? Centers are healed, working properly. I don't think I understand the question, Miranda. I don't think I'm answering the question. If we were attracted to certain colors based on worries, stress, trauma, then how would color attraction works? I'm not answering the question, Miranda. Can you rephrase it? What the heck was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying, y'all? I totally forgot what I was saying. Help me out. What was I saying? You are still there? I don't know. I think my connection it keeps saying it's going out. So I don't know if it's going out or not. Okay, orange. Okay, so a lot of times, right, when many people have been sexually abused, sexually assaulted, um, and when you experience some type of that type of sexual trauma, or even physically abused, right, even physically abused, um, we have to understand a lot of times energy gets stuck, right? Energy flows upwards, right? The way how energy flows, it flows upwards. And sometimes energy gets stuck in that area about how we perceive certain things, what have happened to us, right? How it have how we perceive it, how it has happened to us. And when we experience certain type of trauma, especially sexual trauma or physical trauma, when it comes to physical abuse, our sacral chakra, some of us will never get rid of that guilt, right? We never get rid of that guilt. We never get rid of the shame. And so when the energy is being stagnant in your womb area, in that area of the sacral chakra, for men and women, we experience certain symptoms. And some of the symptoms that we gonna experience a lot of times, like I said, is a high level of guilt, a high level of shame, continuous hip pains, whether it's right or left. A lot of times your joints are gonna be paining you. Sometimes your periods are extra strong and you're bleeding extremely internally much, especially on your period days. Fibroids and cyst in your ovaries, infertility, and those are just symptoms of that energy being stuck. Now listen. Here's the deal. A lot of us have things wrong with us, right? A lot of us they have things wrong with us. And I'm saying a lot of these chakras are over certain areas in our bodies that if we just know and understand the correlation between these chakras and what they have, we can fix a lot of these things. I have a lot of clients who I help assist when it comes to these chakra alignments. I have a lot of clients when I tell them to do certain things, it kills the symptoms because I understand is the correlation between. And this is something I've been doing for about 7 years. So the things about this being having for 7 years and whole lot of clients, I've done some studies myself, right? I have worked in this area quite a lot, right? When it comes to especially the root, the sacral, sort of plexus, the heart chakra, I have worked there quite a lot. So a lot of times these symptoms are coming and they keep coming and they keep coming. And certain times, if you can change your perspective or if you can change the way how you feel or your thought process, a lot of times when you do some certain meditation by changing those areas, the energy begin to seep through. That chakra begin to open up and and balance out itself. The energy begin to shoot upwards. Okay, so a lot of times it's just about how we perceiving what's going on within us, how that time when we were abused or disrespected, or when we was left, or when somebody broke our hearts, how our father left. A lot of times when we change our perception or our perspective, a lot of times energy can actually flow better, right? Also, when you look at these chakras and the color foods and the certain colors that we wear on our skin, a lot of times it matches these chakras, right? Because it's saying, listen, like for example, um, let's say the sacral chakras. When you look at the color of orange, the sacral chakra is orange. When you look at the color foods that pertains to that orange color, like oranges and tangerines and cantaloupes, and when you eat those, I mean, when you eat those foods, a lot of times it brings that balance or that fixture to that chakra by itself. Now, this is why we have these colorful foods. And if we don't eat these colorful foods, if we don't eat foods of all colors, we're gonna, you know what I'm saying? It helps with these chakras being aligned, okay? With being balanced a lot more. But also, one thing I do when it comes to chakras, one thing that I practice is meditations. Meditations will assist these chakras in balancing. I think meditation for me is the most effective way of balancing these chakras. Meditation is going to be the for me the most effective ways. Now people use different ways to balance. Yoga is one way how people use to balance out these chakras. Yoga, uh, essential oils, um, color stuff. I like to use meditations. When you come to the yellow chakra, which is the solar plexus, that's your stomach, right? A lot of people have stomach issues, indigestions all the time, stomach ulcers, stomach cancer, stomach. And a lot of times, that's also understanding this. When you start to learn that the stomach issue, sometimes, if you look at your stomach issues, you might see the correlation between your stomach issues and ADHD and not being able to find balance in your life, not being able to um, have focus. When you lack focus, a lot of times people say, I have ADHD, I don't know how to focus, I have a short attention span. But a lot of times, if you strengthen that chakra, that will fix itself. A lot of times that fixes itself. Yes, the facts of life. This is exactly what I'm saying. Hey, resilient. This is exactly what I'm saying. A lot of times, that all that ADHD and all them stuff, that's symptoms of the solar plexus chakra not being stable or not being balanced. So a lot of times, man, a lot of times, if we start to use certain methods to help that solar plexus chakra, you're gonna see your ADHD begin to lessen. You're going to see those stomach issues begin to lessen. You're going to see those stomach ulcers and those indigestion begins to lessen. So we just got to know how to align these things. Then we're talking about moving up to the heart. When you have issues with your solar plexus chakra, your confidence is struggling, right? A lot of times you have low confidence. A lot of times, you don't your self-esteem is struggling, man. Your self-esteem, um, like I said, who you are is not known, it's not powerful. Who you are, you don't that your self-worth begin to be challenged or questioned. Your value of who you think you are is not what you it will be if that was balanced. So a lot of times when that solar plexus chakra is not balanced, we're going to struggle with who we are, especially when it comes to connecting to the creator. We're going to struggle with that one because who you think you are affects how you see the creator, affects how the correlation or the direct connection between you and God, because who you see that you are is not matching to who God see that you are. So you're going to struggle. A lot of times it messes with your sense of purpose too. Your purpose is going to be in that chakra. So many of us we lack balance of these lower chakras, and when these lower chakras is off balance, you get tired and drained, especially those three. You get tired, you get drained easily about midday, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. You up and then you have issues with how you sleep. It's hard to sleep. Yeah, it's very hard to sleep because energy is continuously, it cannot rest because energy keeps spinning around. It just keeps going back and forth, looking for rest because it's not going up, it's not climbing. Because those lower chakras, man, you know, can be considered as hell. You know, sex in that lower chakra is ridiculous. Sex is for control only. Sex is for safety and control. A lot of us, when we're in those lower chakras, we look for somebody who feels safe, right? We look for somebody who feels safe, especially when it comes to relationship. If those lower chakras is not balanced, a lot of times we look for somebody who we can feel safe around. We look for the man and woman who we just feel safe because that's what we look for, safety, right? That's you being unstable. That's being in survival mode. You don't feel love. It's very hard to believe that you are loved, right? It's hard to love. It's hard to trust. It's hard to, it's just hard to experience a higher vibration because you're in that survival mode. When you're in survival mode, what you are doing, I know this may sound stupid, but what you are doing is surviving. What you are doing is surviving. And when you are surviving, you don't have time to love. You don't have time for peace. You have time to survive. Everything black, my clothes, men, food, cars. I'm starting. That's funny. We attract people in relation, how we see our relationship to God. That is definitely true. Isn't safety necessary? Yes, safety is very necessary, but that's something that we owe to ourselves. That is something that we owe to ourselves. See, being safe is something that we should be first. And when you are on a safe space, when you're on a safe foundation, who you choose or who you bring into your life will be different. Hey, Jamisha, right? Who listen? When you are safe, remember when you are safe, what you choose and who you choose is going to be different. See, if you choose people because you are not safe, because we have to understand something too, right? When we are not safe, the things that we choose it's not going to be healthy for us. Once we are not safe, when we go outside of ourselves, whatever we have outside of ourselves is going to keep us unsafe. Because when we choose from a place of lack, right? When we choose from a place of lack, we get more lack. It seems like we have something there, but it's not. Hey, Yvette, how you doing? Hey, Ali. When we choose from a place of lack, from not being safe, you're gonna always choose somebody. A lot of times, somebody who's gonna neglect you, somebody who's gonna make you feel ridiculous, somebody who's gonna abuse you, and so that you're gonna feel even less safe. Understand? If you go outside to find something that you should be creating on the inside, you're gonna have less of it. Lack brings forth lack, so we have to be careful. So yes, we should pick somebody who's safe. However, when you feel safe and you are safe before, you choose differently. You know what I mean? Like you're not choosing on completing or accomplishing being safe. It's two different things, so we have to be careful. But in the survival mode, relationships are not effective. They are very challenging. It makes things seem better than having nothing. Yes. So if we feel like we have nothing, it makes anything seem better than having nothing. And that's exactly what I'm saying. That makes a lot of sense. So remember, lacks bring forth more lack. A lot of times, like Miranda said, it makes anything seem better than having nothing. But yes, it seems that way. But in the reality, in the scope of life, if you choose to bring in to fulfill, then you're gonna always have a void. It's gonna always be a void there because lack don't bring abundance. Lack cannot bring abundance, right? Lack brings more lack, and we have to understand this. So, in those lower chakras, if we don't strengthen these lower chakras, if we don't strengthen those areas, a lot of times we end up suffering, and we suffer for a long time. I'm a, I'm telling you, one thing that we experience a lot of times, my clients would experience is a lot of being tired and drained, just tired and drained when those three chakras are not balanced. Tired and drained. It's like they are looking for rest, right? So you're always tired. Daytime, you're just tired because they just keep burning, burning, burning. Because, like, again, their energy is not going up, it's just going back. Hey, Candy. So I will tell you, man, whenever we start doing this, to balance yourself or to find healing, I will tell you start with your chakras. But you know what I will tell you too, though? One of the best places to start, I have learned one of the best places to start is your heart chakra. And that's above your solar plexus, right? That's above your solar plexus. I will start with your heart chakra. This one right here. So this is the root chakra, the sacral chakra, solar plexus, and this is the heart chakra. And the reason why I would say start it, the reason why your heart. Sorry, my camera is not. It looks like off balance, but I have to lean it up. The reason why I said start with the heart chakra is because if you can see, the heart is in the center. It's the center right here. You have three up and you have three down. And when you start with the heart chakra, the heart is the strongest chakra we have. The heart is the strongest. The heart is the strongest energy. It's the strongest um, electromagnetic field that we have. And since this is the strongest one, what this can do, this can give these a jump start. And this can give these a jump start. So this will bring the balance. This could assist these and it could assist these. So one of the, I would say a very important place to start is this one. Now, many of us, unfortunately, many of us have issues when it comes to love and trust. We have issues with love and trust. We have issues with sympathy and compathy. And compassion, empathy. We have issues with patience. And a lot of times we have been left, we have been abused. We have been left, we have been divorced. Um, we have been divorced, we have been broken up, we have been neglected so often. And we begin to close our hearts in order to protect it, right? We begin to close our heart because we think that we will protect it if we close it. And a lot of times we struggle with opening our heart chakras because we're afraid that if we open our hearts again, somebody's going to crush it. We think if we open our hearts again, they're going to take advantage of it. We think if we open our hearts again, somebody's going to use us and abuse us. And the longer you keep your heart closed, is the harder it is to actually experience love within yourself because you don't trust nobody. You don't trust you. You don't trust your decision, right? You don't love. That love is eternal, right? Love goes all out. It's not love for people. It's not love for men or women. It's not love for your spouse. It's actually love for God. It's love for yourself. If the heart is blocked, even love for yourself is challenging. Love for yourself is a big challenge, and many of us are experiencing the love for ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. We don't allow ourselves to be free. We don't allow ourselves to just be loved. We don't allow ourselves to be okay. We don't allow ourselves to be safe. We always finding reasons to disrupt our own lives because the love that we're supposed to have, our heart chakra is closed. So a lot of us, the color is green. A lot of us, when I ask a lot of people their colors, the green stands out a lot. Green and brown and those earth tones. But green is one of the colors that stand out for the heart chakras. And when you have issues with your heart chakras, a lot of times you have a lot of anxiety, man, a lot of anxiety. A lot of times you have issues with your upper back. You have chest pains, right? You have issues breathing. You have respiratory issues because that's where the heart chakra, right? The heart chakra is right in the center of your chest, right? But your lungs and your heart and all those things are affected by the heart chakra. And when we're talking about all those cancers and all those respiratory issues, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, all these heart palpitation. I don't know how you say the word. A lot of times, if you strengthen your heart, a lot of times, or the heart chakra. A matter of fact, I had a few people when I assisted them with the heart chakra meditation, their blood pressure changed. Their blood pressure changed. Their upper back pain stops, or their breathing became a lot clearer. A matter of fact, you can see sometimes if you take a deep breath in, right? I'm still taking anxiety since I returned. If you take a deep breath in, a lot of times you're gonna see where the breath goes. When you just take a deep breath through your nose, if I said breathe deeply in and let the energy go up, a lot of times the energy stops right there. That's the one right there. That's the one, Miranda. Thank you, thank you. Some words I just can't say. Nobody even know how to spell it. I just can't say it. So I don't really try. um, but yeah, so the heart, man. Listen, we have to. I would recommend that we fix the heart chakra. I would recommend that we fix the heart chakra quick. A lot of us haven't forgiven yet. And don't get me wrong, it's harder to forgive. You know, one thing about the heart, if you can do this simple exercise right here, if you can do this simple exercise, right, you might start to feel emotional. And maybe not this time, but another time. If we just start to breathe in from in from our nose and out from our nose, take it slow, breathe in slowly and out slowly, relaxing the body first. Always relax the body. As you exhale, drop your body, relax. As you exhale, right, imagine your body is completely relaxed. And just relax it. Drop your shoulders, drop your arms, empty your chest out. Feel free, right? A part of relaxing the body is to kind of look and see where the thoughts are going and pull the thoughts back into you, right? Relaxing the body is bring that thought back. Yeah. Bring those thoughts back by focusing on your breath, right? Bring those thoughts back by focusing on your breath and relaxing. Now, as you relax your body, imagine that there's a hole right here. Imagine there's a hole, right? I like to say the hole. There's a hole right in the center of your chest. And as you breathe in, imagine the air going through the hole, or there's a straw right here. Imagine that air going through the straw as you suck it up. And then as you exhale, the air go back out through the straw. So if you can focus on the straw, allow the breath, the energy to come in from the straw and leave the straw when it leaves. What that does, we have to understand wherever my attention goes, my energy flows. Okay, wherever my attention goes, wherever my focus goes, my energy flows. So as I inhale and I bring awareness to this part of me, energy is coming in and going out through me. Now, all I have to do now, since I'm right here, all you have to do now is think about a higher vibration or a higher elevated emotion. If you can feel a higher elevated emotion like joy, happiness, and love or peace, right? If you can, as you focus on this area right here, if you can feel or if you can put an image in your mind about a higher elevated emotion that brings a higher elevated emotion, you're going to see it charges it a lot faster. Okay, so the higher the elevated emotion is, the faster it charges the heart chakra. It faster it opens the heart chakra. Okay, so the higher elevated emotion strengthen the heart chakra. Do you understand? Do you guys understand when I say higher elevated emotions, or when if you feel or experience a higher elevated emotion? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Ali, I do those in my in the members chat. Okay, so good. So you understand. So there are higher elevated emotions. If as you focus on this area right here, if you can breathe in and breathe out from there, relaxing your body. Don't tense your body up. Don't do it when you are tense. Don't do it when you are angry, or just relax your body. Breathe and experience a higher elevated emotion, happiness and joy. Bring a picture in your mind, and that charges your heart. Like I said, it charges your heart even more. Now, as you sit there, if you just keep doing that for about 10 minutes, the same thing for 10 minutes over and over and over, that begin to make you feel a little bit more emotional, because you begin to do a release. You begin to do a lot more release. I went through the experience of a true forgiveness a few years back. I was angry at a guy that was suspected of one of my best friends. He wasn't charged. Confronted him. Wow. I realized that it wasn't him. It was the ex that had done Lord. You know, everyone to think it was him. Allowed everyone to hate. Wow, that's deep. I have to have no feelings of when I think of him. My friend, it was incredible. That's amazing right there. But that heart, that exercise right there, if you can just do that for 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, I think. But you have, listen, it's great to relax the body. If you can focus on the heart chakra, forgiveness comes a little bit more easier too. Forgiveness comes a little bit more easier. Forgiveness comes easier. See, but when you are tense and when you are always busy and when you are not relaxed, it's hard to forgive. And many of us are always tense. Many of us are never relaxed. Many of us are always anxious, looking for the next thing to do. Many of us don't want to be still. So it's harder to forgive. It's harder to have compassion. It's harder to have understanding. It's harder to just be, it's harder to have empathy because the heart is not, we have to bring the body back. We have to bring the body back into order. We have to do it on a regular basis. Listen, every day, right? Every day. What I do every day is I learn to be still on a daily basis. I learn to be still every single day because you have to be still. See, being in stillness give the body time to heal. If you can't be still, the healing don't happen. But being still, bringing the body back to a stillness and the mind back to a stillness, healing automatically begins. Healing and release automatically begins. But the thing is, we cannot be still. Nobody is ever still. We are always looking for the next thing to do, the next person to do, the next relationship to be in. We are looking for we are thinking about the tomorrow. We're thinking about yesterday. So the stillness is hard to experience. But if you can just be still, healing happens naturally. Now, if somebody asks me, Kirk, how do you heal? How do you heal is a very hard question. It's very hard to explain how do you heal because the how is very hard to understand. But when you understand that healing is necessary, healing is very simple. Healing comes natural. It's like asking me, how do you breathe? I can't explain how to breathe. I really can't explain. I can't explain how do I breathe. I know something is happening within me. How do you digest your food? I can't tell you how to digest my food. I can tell you how to chew my food and swallow it. I can tell you, the better foods to eat sometimes at certain times of the day. But the thing is, I can't tell you how to digest the food because that's happening naturally. So healing happens naturally. And when you learn to be still, that's your part. That is your part. Do you see what I'm saying? That is actually your part. Your part is to be still and let healing happen. So it's not as hard as we think. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. So that was the heart. Let's go up to the throat chakra. The throat chakra is the blue. It represents the blue. A lot of people have that blue all on. Part of the blue is the more you speak, people hear differently, but you have to realize and release the toxicity of the mind and our thoughts pattern. Facts, indeed, 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 indeed. The blue, the throat chakra. I know a lot of people who just can't stop talking. They can't shut up. They always, or some people who always feel like they are not heard. They are misunderstood. Nobody understands me, so let me be quiet. Let me not talk. Because every time I talk, you make me feel bad. Every time, especially when you come to relationship, every time I speak in this relationship. And a lot of people, especially women, I have coached a lot of, women, especially, who have left abusive relationships and who wasn't able to speak, who weren't able to speak the truth, or who weren't able, they only walk on eggshells. They all they do is walk on eggshells around their husbands or their boyfriends. They won't be able to be honest with their boyfriend or husbands because as soon as they be honest, the husband will take off and they don't want to be with them no more. So a lot of times, some people have held in the truth, and when you hold in your truth for a long time, your throat chakra begins to mess up. Yeah, your throat chakra begin to because your power, right? Your power is gone. So we have to be careful when it comes to not being heard, not speaking because we're afraid to speak. We're afraid to speak up, not being understood. A lot of time when when you feel like you're not understood, nobody understands me. I don't really speak a lot because nobody get what I'm saying. I always, people tend to not hear what I'm saying. Folks don't hear me, and a lot of times that's just how you see things because a lot of times that's is blocked. See, that throat chakra is your communication chakra, your expression, your self-expression chakra is how you express yourself with your words and even with your truth. And when that's blocked, the truth comes to you differently. God don't you don't feel like what's coming to you is what you need to hear. Sometimes you want to debate. Sometimes people who have a blockage in this chakra, when they begin to um, experience this, a lot of times you love to debate and argue. And I think that's one of the biggest signs of imbalance. You love to debate, you love to argue, or you like to be silent. You just don't know what to say, when to say it. You think that you are blunt. Some people, I'm just blunt. No, no, no. We're not just blunt. Because we're grown, right? You don't have to be just blunt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just blunt and I say things how I say it. No, that's a blockage. A lot of times it's a blockage because it's something about you. Something. Why can't you just speak with love? I'm just blunt and I don't care. No, that's an issue. And I think this is the issue that we are having, a lot of us. So that blue sparks up a lot of issues like indigestion, like thyroid issues. Many of us have all these hormonal issues. Many of us are having all these thyroid issues. And we don't know where they're coming from. Many of us are gaining all this weight, especially in relationships. We notice that we get bigger instantly. A lot of us don't speak our truth, and if you don't speak our truth and you keep swallowing the lie, it will mess up with your stomach. You will start getting the weight. Attacks of life, powerless. How? Against who? Against what? I think I struggle with this, but not with loved ones. More with people I don't know. I have that and try, but my voice be shaky as hell. Right? I mean, I understand. People hear you. They just choose to ignore what you are saying. That's me so I can read them before they speak. It's the body language. I watch the pattern of your movement, and it's the tone is a tone as well. And my husband has a conflict with that. We have to learn, man. We have to learn. We have to learn. We have to learn. A lot of times, when your color is blue, and sometimes now these colors are not just bad. Sometimes you're a singer. Sometimes you're a speaker. Sometimes how you speak is great and your color is blue. It doesn't always seem like something is wrong. It's not only because something is wrong that you attract these colors. So I'm not saying only when things are wrong is when you attract these colors. Sometimes that is your strong point. When your strong point, I know my daughter color is blue. She loves blue. But the way how she expresses herself for a 6-year-old, the way how she speaks, I can tell that is her color because that's where she flows in amazingly. Even in school, the way how she expresses herself is always top tier in her age group. So I know that's her color. So sometimes these colors don't always represent certain bad trait. It also represents the strength in these colors too. My colors was always blue because since I was 3 years old, I started all my life. I had an issue with speaking, and I started for until I was 26 years old, and I still stutter sometimes from time to time. But my color is no longer blue. I don't really have a favorite color anymore. Hey, Linda. I'm nice to everyone, Miranda. Okay, I just freeze up really bad with people I don't know. I feel nervous. And you know what, though? There's a way to strengthen that, right? So, Jamisha, imagine this right here. Imagine this right here. Imagine, again, I like to use the whole method only because it brings an understanding. Here's the thing. If you can focus right here in the center of your neck, the center of your throat, if you can focus right here, and imagine each breath is coming from here and leaving from here. You breathe in from here. You exhale from here. As your body is relaxed, you begin to send energy to that space right here. Give me 1 second. My daughter is. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Now, here is it. Jamisha, one of the things that you got to repeat when you do this, imagine if you can just imagine everything is flowing and imagining that your voice is heard. See yourself speaking, seeing that your voice is heard, feeling like it's heard, and you focus on this spot of your neck or your throat. As you see yourself speaking to a crowd and everybody is listening and everybody is just looking at you. Because you're going to have to change the way how you see yourself, right? Because a lot of times, man, we have to understand Um, the way how energy is stuck in us is our perception of the outside world, how we are looking at on the outside, how we see and how the outside affect us. So you got to change the way how you see certain things. And when you change the way how you see certain things, the energy begin to flow differently. So we have to understand. Blue seems to be my color, but I change up. Yeah, we all change now. These colors don't stay our colors forever, right? So we just have to. But when we understand, like for instance, when we get sick, or when we have illness, or when we don't feel right, and we feel a part of our body is struggling, we have to see sometimes if we can put that chakra back in balance. A lot of times those symptoms disappear. If we can just put those things back in balance, a lot of times those symptoms disappear or the blockage remove itself. So if we can just learn these things, a lot is easier for us. It's easier for us. It's easier for us when it comes to spending money to the doctor. I don't go to the doctor. I don't get I don't get all those medical stuff. I don't take pills and I don't take medications and I don't take none of them things because I have learned throughout my years. I've practiced this for so many years, and I teach my clients also how to do this for themselves. A lot of times when the ones who are sick or the ones who need, um, I think one of my last ones, she had that stage 4 cancer, and we were doing these things for the stage 4 cancer. But that was my challenge. I wanted to see how can these things affect stage 4 cancer. How can these things affect stage 4 cancer? And I know she was experiencing, she had stage 4 cancer. And um, after a few months of doing this stuff, especially when she was going through a terrible divorce also. So stage 4 cancer plus a terrible divorce, it was so much pressure, right? It was so much pressure. So, but the cancer was gone from her chest, right? Because she had that breast cancer. But after a few months, the cancer disappeared from her chest. Now, here's the deal: we all have the ability to move energy. We all have the ability to move energy up and down. We have the ability to heal. We all have the ability to actually become better. We all have the ability to actually free ourselves with all these energies. We all have the ability by changing the way how we vibrate, by changing our frequency to move these things. Now, when you raise your frequency, when you raise your vibration, certain energies cannot remain in you. Certain low vibrational energy cannot remain in you because they cannot coexist. So if you keep your energy different, if you keep your energy at a certain higher frequency, a lot of times certain low energy cannot remain within you and they have to go. And this is how you heal. This is how you remove these things in your body. This is how you remove them and how you understand if you remove these things, how do you raise your vibration? You gotta, there are many ways to raise your vibrations, right? And I don't give you book answers. I give you practiced answers. I don't give you book answers. The book will tell you a whole lot of things. But I'm tell you how I do mine, and I'm tell you how I give my clients to do mine. Again, I don't do book answers. You raise your vibrations. One of the best things to raise your vibration is first changing your thoughts. Is first changing your thoughts, because your thoughts has a huge impact and a huge influence on the way how you vibrate. Your thoughts has one of the strongest effects on your vibration, on your frequency, your thoughts. Because a lot of times your thoughts, you're killing your own vibes. A lot of times in your own thoughts, you are beating yourself down. In your own thoughts, you ain't nothing. In your own thoughts, you don't, I ain't shit. Sometimes in your own thoughts, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that, and we cannot be free. So a lot of times we have to learn, we have to understand. One of the ways to change your vibration is to change your thoughts. But this is something that you have to do intentionally. Changing your thoughts is it can be very challenging. How do you change your thought? You got to be very challenging. You got to be, you got to be intentional. So you have to see when these thoughts are coming. I think one of the best ways to affect your thoughts is to first recognize your thoughts. It takes you where you think. Exactly. It's like GPS. So one of the things is when you have these thoughts, it affects how you feel. I said years ago, I always had problems with my cycle. I prayed to God to remove it. It was going through menopause. By 35, wow, by 40, my cycle stopped. Wow. But yeah, so we have to change our thoughts. One of the best ways to change your thoughts is to first identify your thoughts. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Many of us don't know how to identify our thoughts. Many of us do not know how to identify these thoughts. We have no idea how to identify these thoughts. Hey, can I ask you a question? I don't know how this works. Before I continue, are you guys seeing any commercials? I don't know how this works. Do you guys see any commercials while you are here, or have you seen any commercials while you all on this live? Okay, okay, cool. Okay, just checking because I don't know how this thing. Medical. Oh, I'm sorry. You haven't seen no Miko? Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Um, twice already. Okay, got, got you. Every 10 minutes. My bad. My bad. Um, where was I? So let me say. Thank you, Jenny. So let me say this right here. The reason why many of us can't change our thoughts is because when the thoughts come, we are engaging with the thoughts, right? When the thoughts come, thank you, Lynn. Hey, Lynn. Thank you. When the thoughts come, you engage with the thoughts instead of acknowledge the thoughts. You know what I'm talking about? Many of us cannot. One of the biggest things to change your frequency is to change your thoughts. We can't change our thoughts because we don't know what we are thinking. Because when the thoughts come, we disappear into our thoughts. Does that make sense? Many of us, we dive into these thoughts. So here we are one day, we're sitting down and we see these thoughts. I can't stand him. And we don't, instead of saying, oh, I see that thought, what we are going to do, we're going to find reasons. So we slip into the thought. And as you slip into thought, you become unconscious, right? You become unconscious, right? So you become unconscious. And as you become unconscious in the thoughts, if you are not present, then your feelings ain't present either. Your feelings are not present. So your feelings are based on something from the past or something from what you are thinking, which is unconscious. So if your feelings and your thoughts are unconscious, then your frequency you can't control. You don't have the switch or you don't have the knob to control your frequency up or down because you can't manage your own thoughts. You have to learn to manage your thoughts. One of the first step of managing your thoughts, one of the first step of managing your thoughts is to sit still and recognize when the thought comes, just point them out. That's one. Sit still. That's one. That's one. But for many of us, hey Patricia, for many of us, when the thoughts come, we engage with these thoughts. We even feel guilty for having these thoughts. Who feel guilty? Who feels guilty for having certain thoughts? Anybody? Like for instance, when your kid piss you off, when you have a thought like I should knock you out, do you feel guilty? You sometimes, right, kid y'all? Many people feel guilty. And as long as you give that thought, as long as you give that thought energy, which is an emotion, you feel guilty, you feel bad, you feel happy, you feel the thought comes back because you're empowering that thought. That means you're giving it more power. When you give it more power, it comes back and it comes back again. Because every time it comes back, you feed it, right? Your thoughts become like a damn stray dog. If you feed the dog, if you feed the stray dog, it always come back. It follows you home. It follows you home when it comes back. So if you want the thought to stop, number one, don't fight it because when you fight it, you give it energy. If you want the thought to stop, what you do when the thought comes, you acknowledge it's there and then it passes. What comes must go. What comes must go. But when it comes, if you entertain it and begin to judge yourself for having it, and begin to feel guilty for having it, and you feel ashamed for having it, and you want to understand it, then it stays forever. It stays and it comes back and it comes back and it comes back. And every time it comes back, you give it the same food. Every time the dog comes back, you give it the same food. Every time the dog comes back, you feed it the same thing. So you keep coming back. This is these thoughts. These thoughts will do it to you. These thoughts will have you in your frequency, in your feelings. And a lot of times, many of us, we cannot be free We cannot be free. We cannot be free, and our frequency cannot move. So again, how do you change your vibration? The first thing is by affecting your thoughts, changing the way how you think. You can change your thought. It's your thoughts. You can always change them. The average person has about 60,000 thoughts a day or more. That's a lot of thoughts. And each thought, about 90% of these thoughts are thoughts that disempower you, thoughts that make you feel ashamed, thoughts that make you feel sick, thoughts that pull your energy. 90% of these thoughts is messing with you. So therefore, that's why your vibration cannot um, elevate. This is why your vibration cannot go up, because that 60,000 thoughts is a lot of thoughts. It's a whole lot. But if you reprogram the way how you feel, if you reprogram the way how you feel, the thoughts will match those feelings. And therefore, the thoughts that come to you won't drain you, they will empower you instead. Now, the second thing to do to increase your vibration is to change your feeling. Is to feel what you want to feel. Is to is to put an image in your mind. Hey, Chesney, is to put an image in your mind that changes your feeling. Now, some of you, the problem is you can sit down and nothing is going on, and here comes a feeling, and you just trust it. Here comes a feeling, and then you just trust it. Oh my God, I feel this. And many times when you're stuck in the feeling, you cannot, your frequency begins to down, because your feeling has a lot to do. Your feeling has a lot to do with your vibration, with your frequency. It has a lot to do with your frequency. So many times, many of us, especially women, and your feelings, especially women, you all know what I'm talking about, right? Especially a lot of times, I'm not saying feeling is bad. I'm saying learn how to identify the feeling. Learn, oh, that's my feeling. Oh, that's a feeling. Because every time you give that feeling more gas, that feeling comes back. That feeling is validated. You are validating your feelings. And when you validate your feelings, you telling the body, hey, keep it coming. That's a valid feeling. Keep it coming. I need this feeling. I need it. Because the mind doesn't hear, don't come. The mind does not hear, I hate this feeling. The mind doesn't understand, I don't want this feeling. It means that if you give it an energy or give it more energy, it expands. Listen, whatever you give energy to expands. You see what I'm saying? But whatever you feed or think about or give energy to expands. So we can't get rid of these feelings. And that's why we call it trauma. Right? Trauma with our thoughts and our feelings. We cannot get rid of them. So trauma, everybody needs to heal and everybody has trauma. Everybody don't have trauma. Change the belief of what the feeling means. Anxiety and excitement feels the same. Sadness and grief feels the same. Anger and resentment feel the same. Change the meaning, change the belief system. A lot of times, man, we have to understand. So change the thoughts, change the feeling. One of the best ways to raise your vibration, or another best way, is to watch what you eat. Hey, Precious Stone, how you doing? Give me a second. Change what you eat. If you can change what you eat, a lot of times your vibration will be different too. Certain, when you eat more things like processed foods and sugary foods and all those starches and all those, especially a lot of meat, your vibration could only go so high. A lot of times it could only go so high because the food is going to drain it. Those foods will drain you. All them sugars and alcohol will drain your energy. If you put things in you that you're addicted to, it drains your energy. All those addictions drains your energy. So we gotta be careful. See, what you put into your mouth changes the way how you feel. It changes your vibration. It changes your frequency. So if you can eat more living things, more healthy things, your vibration will change. You want to increase your vibration? Stop watching this damn news all the time. Look at what you look at must change. You can't keep watching scary movies every day and not be scared, right? You can't keep watching horrors and all these thrillers and all these death movies and think that your frequency is going to be high, because those things go to your subconscious. Those things are drawn to your subconscious mind. When you see those things on a regular basis, man, those things stick to your subconscious. Because whatever goes in the subconscious mind, you cannot control what goes in. You cannot control what goes in. You cannot control what the subconscious mind accepts. You really can't. So when you watch all these news, and because news is just bad, it's just bad news, man. It's like bad news. It's never good news. Like nothing on the news make you feel good. You know what I mean? And then all this voting stuff is just, it makes you anxious. This president candidate stuff, it makes you anxious. And watching these shows makes you anxious. So you got to be careful. It messes with your frequency. Find things that's good to the feeling. Find programs that make you feel good and focus on those things. Music. Music make me lose control. The music that you listen to, it affects your vibration. Exercise will increase your vibration. Exercise. Do I have anybody here who do not exercise on a regular basis? Do I have anybody here? You know, it's something about when you wake up in the morning and do your exercise. It's something that makes you feel alive, don't it? It makes you feel good, don't it? Your day feels better, don't it? It makes you get more energy, don't it? It just makes you feel so much more powerful. When you begin to exercise, man, it's like that. You feel like your spirit changes. Right? Walking and jogging or weight training it just makes you feel a lot better. So we have to understand, it sets a tone for, we have to start. Exercise allows you to increase your vibration. Being around nature, the oceans and the lakes and the trees and the plants and the gardens increase your vibration. Because notice that when you're around these things, right? Walking on cool, yeah. When you're around nature, for some reason, nature stabilizes all those anxiety, all those anxious emotions, right? Nature just makes you feel so peaceful because you are around who you are. Because naturally, you are nature. At your core, you are nature. You are the earth. And when you are around those things, it brings you back that power. It brings you back that groundedness. So it makes you feel your vibrate. Sometimes you have to leave the city, leave the concrete, leave the city, leave all them buildings and all them things, and come to a place where there is more earth. So those are things that you can do to increase your vibration. Now, yoga, meditation, it's a lot of things that you could do to increase your vibration. If you just keep doing those things and keep doing it, what's one of the best ways to raise your vibration to? Something that I didn't say yet. Change who you are around. Because a lot of times the reason why our vibration is low, because look and see who we're around. We pick up all that crap. We are antennas in this earth. We pick up a lot of things. Man. We pick up so much energy from people. The ones who are close to us, the people who are next to us, the ones who eat with us and talk to us. And you want to increase your vibration? Stop talking so much. Learn to be quiet. Some of us talk every minute to everybody on the phone. We just yap on the phone for hours. Just talking. And every time you talk, all you're doing is leaking energy. You're just leaking energy. You just leak. You're leaving pools of energy behind. I'm tired. I'm drained because you talk too much. You're trying to be there for everybody. You're losing energy. You're trying to be there for everybody. Listen, sometimes I turn my phone off. Sometimes I turn my phone off. I'm done for the day. Sometimes after these lives, I'm done. Like for real. Sometimes after I do these videos, man, I'm done. I am done. I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to talk to nobody. It's not because I'm mad or I'm tired. It's just let me get back my energy. But we have to be careful, man. A lot of us, the company that we keep, our relationships, sometimes the people that you are with in relationships, it won't give you space to elevate, because as soon as you elevate, they can't stand you. Who am I speaking to? Oh, yeah, Yvette. Some people that you are with, you cannot elevate, because if you elevate, they don't like it. Right or wrong. Sometimes if you elevate your frequency among your family members, oh, they tell you quick who you was. they, they tell you who you was so quick. And therefore, you can't. Sometimes you try to elevate your frequency around your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend. You think that you're too good for me. So a lot of times, the people that we are around keep us back. They keep us back. They keep us back. They keep us back so far. And it's hard for us to elevate. So we got to see who we are around. That's why you devote. I'm telling you, we got to be careful about who, because one of the ways how to change your vibration is to change your people that you are with. A matter of fact, some of us keep diagnosing ourselves. Let's be real. Let me say this right here. Let me say this. And I'm going to be very honest. Right? Give me a second. Let's be honest, right? Some of us diagnosing ourselves with a whole bunch of stuff. We are self-diagnosing with a whole bunch of stuff. We think that we depressed. We think that we this. We think that we have, we think we have anxiety. And the truth is, it's not even us to have those things. Sometimes we pick up those things from our friends. Sometimes we are around people who are depressed and anxious, and now we think that we have it. No, sometimes you're picking up those things from people. Sometimes one of the best ways to increase your vibration is to watch who you are picking up things from. Watch who you are around, because you might just be surprised that these things ain't yours. That are similar frequency, then how can we find others to hang around? We attract everybody, It's just that we see certain things, right? Listen, I believe that we attract everything. We connect to certain frequencies, but we sometimes you have to go with what you are not used to. Sometimes you have to choose the people that you are not used to choosing. Hey, Michelle, Hasitro, how are you doing? Sometimes you have to choose the ones that you are not used to. And I think this is why we have to break the cycle. You break these cycles by going against what the norm is. And many of us don't want to be uncomfortable. Many of us don't want to. Yes, Hasitro, I am live on YouTube. We don't want to break the cycles. We don't want to break this. We don't want to feel uncomfortable, because a lot of times, yes, the ones that are on our frequencies, we're going to connect with faster. Or what we feel is connection is going to happen faster. It's going to happen more. Sometimes the ones who don't, it's not on our frequencies, we got to build those connections. And it's different, right? It's completely different. It's completely different. So this is something we have to understand. Naturally, we attract on our frequencies, but just because it's what you attract doesn't mean that you can't get what you want. What we attract, we might attract certain things, but we can get what we want to. Because sometimes we have to be able to tweak. Sometimes we have to be able to tweak our frequencies. Listen, do you understand sometimes by changing your feelings, you can change what you attract? By changing your feelings in a moment. Your frequency is not always the same. Our frequency, hey Denver, our frequency is not always the same. Our frequency goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Because why? Some days you feel good. When you dress up, you put on your makeup and you're feeling good about yourself and you got a promotion at work, your frequency elevates. Your frequency goes high. In that moment, you can attract anybody. In that moment, you might attract a rich man or woman, attract somebody who is good and this and that. But the thing is, the problem is that frequency that you are on is not what you are used to being on. It's just being elevated temporarily, for a short time, while that new car smell in your promotion and how you dress until it wears off. And then when that wears off, we see that we and the person have nothing in common. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you're feeling good about yourself, you got a promotion at work, something good happens in your life, and bam, your frequency stands up. And that moment you can meet somebody on a regular high frequency. But the thing is, when that thing wear off, yours wearing off, that person's stuff is not wearing off, because that's what they are. That's where they are. Now you start looking at them differently. They start seeing you differently. You're like, this, well, I don't know what's wrong with you. And sometimes we think we don't even understand why it happens. But that's why it happens. A lot of times, man, we have to just learn. We have to just learn. Sometimes we have to go to what is not feeling right to us, and I think that's the hardest thing for human beings. Human beings have to operate under harmony. Everything got to be in harmony. Their thoughts, their feelings. Hey, Brazilian, how you doing? Right? Their thoughts, their feelings, and everything must align. So if you don't feel right with someone, I can't. I don't feel right. This don't feel natural. This don't feel good. So you don't do it. So a lot of times, that's just what happens. That's just what happens. Did I do the purple one? I don't know. Did I? I don't remember. Somebody asked a question. Wait. Somebody had asked earlier. My husband really is bipolar, and he drinks a lot of that. He drinks a lot that he forgets what he says. Oh man, big fights. Yeah, those kind of drinkers right there. Somebody asked a question earlier. Um, shoot, I thought that I forgot. Hey, Precious, are you still there, Precious? Hey, Kirk, I hope all is well. Can you suggest how I can restore my sense of smell? It has been diminished since 2020 when I contracted COVID. Man, you know what? Hey, rare hearted, how you doing? How do you fix your sense of smell? Now, you said that it's been out since you had COVID and it hasn't come back. Are you still there, Precious? Because if you're here, I can pick up your question. Oh, I didn't do the purple one yet. Okay, so let me do it. Let me finish this. Let me answer this question real quick. Precious, you said that your sense of smell has been out for 4 years and you can't smell or taste the vegan nerve of the vegan nerve. Precious, what's your favorite color? Just curious. What's your favorite color? But COVID did that to a lot of people. I had a lot of people that happened to. Wait, what's in here? Jamisha, was your sense of smell messed up too? Was your sense of smell messed up too? Jamisha? You can't taste either, huh? So let me ask you, what's your favorite color, Precious? What's your favorite color? That sucks, man. To not be able to taste or smell, Lord, for years. And you said that love burgundy, red, right? And Jamisha, you said after you did that thing the other night, your smell came back, or your taste. Was that you who told me that your taste came back, or your smell? Was that you or somebody else? I totally forgot. I have a lot of people do these things, so I don't remember who is who and what is what. I completely I'll be forgetting. Was that you that told me that your sense? I mean, was it you? Maybe it wasn't. I don't remember. So there's there's a few things that I would do for people. Okay, that was you. So Precious, remember? I don't know if you was here on the live the other night when Jamisha um, told me that certain. Okay, when Jamisha was telling me something and I told her how to get rid of the headache or sinuses, then her taste and her smell came back, and that came back. Then Jamisha, did the taste and smell come back that same night? God, that's kind of deep. Oh wow! So that was Jamisha. So Precious, your favorite color is burgundy. Your favorite color is burgundy. You never lost taste. Okay, you never lost taste. How long has your favorite color been burgundy, Precious? And while she answers those questions, let's talk. I never finished purple. Purple purple is a color of connection. Purple is a color of connection, right? The color of connection. And purple, a lot of people's color was purple. It's purple, especially people who have grown up without fathers, people who have grown up without parents. They didn't have the total loss of taste and smell, just dull. It got way better. Got you. Got you. Um, a lot of people have their favorite color as purple. And purple is your connection. Many of us who grew up without parents and fathers and look, missing connections, we can't connect to a man or a woman in a relationship. And that color of purple stands out a lot to us. And so many of us that's just what it is from birth. But a lot of times when you have that color that you are drawn to and it's purple, look and see the type of, do you have allergies a lot? Do you have a lot of headaches? Do you have a lot of dizziness? Do you have, are your dreams kind of vivid? Do you see things that happen before it happens in your dream? Do you have nasal, just all this, what do you call it? Sinus issues. I always have pressures in your face and in your cheeks and in your right here issue. Um, do you lack, do you think that you can't connect to people? A lot of times that's what's going on. And so again, purple is a very strong color, right? Purple is your connection color. When I begin to use my purple, I begin to connect better with everything in this universe, right? With God. A lot of times, purple is your also your purpose. When your favorite color is purple, you lack purpose. You don't feel like God is talking to you. You lack, like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? You start to question who you are. Why am I here? Why am I alive? Why did God bring me here? I don't belong here, right? I don't even hear God's voice. I don't even know is God real? So a lot of times that purple signals a lot. Sometimes you cannot connect to people in relationships, or even your own kids. Sometimes it's to yourself. Your connection is kind of weakened, right? Because that's the third eye area. And so that part begin to struggle. And you got to bring that back. And a lot of times, sometimes, even if you bring that back into balance, sometimes your taste might come back and your smell might come back. But I think that's part of your root chakra, Precious, because you said that it came from COVID. Now, you say your color is burgundy. Now, Precious, let me ask you a question, right? Do you struggle with finances? Just curious. Do you struggle with finances? It became deep burgundy. Do you struggle with finances? Do you struggle with your bills and where you paying your bills on time and stuff like that? And maybe you do. I'm just asking. What's up, Twitter? How you doing? Listen, many times, man, I'm telling you, many times, this is what's going on. There's certain things that you can do. There's certain meditations that you can do, or there's certain energy transfers that you can do to bring your taste and your smell back. But we just got to know what the cause of it is first. What is the cause of that? The vaccine resonates with the frequency of fear. When most were told that had to get it, it became associated with loss of choice or loss of speaking for oneself. The vaccine did some damage too. Hey, Stacy Pie, how you doing? I never really connected to my family. I've always been a loner since a child. Okay, so you don't have issues with finances and stuff. Okay, listen, Precious, that might be a little different. Okay, that might be a little different because your color is burgundy. Precious, are you grounded? Do you feel stable? Like in your life, do you feel stable? Do you feel grounded? Do you feel like you belong here? Do you feel? Thank you, Island Sweetness. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stacy Pie. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I had 4 of those shots, and I've never been the same since. Oh man. Let me tell you something, right? When I do my healing stuff, a part of healing is if you bring in something inside of your body. You know why people bless their foods? Whatever you bring inside of your body, do not think that when you bring in it, when you bring it in your body, the perception of the thing that you are putting in your body, if you have a bad perception, a fearful perception, an evil perception, a negative perception, don't put it in your body. Because when you do that, hey Morocco, when you bring anything into your body, what's up, Alien Powers? How are you doing, man? When you bring anything into your body, if you perceive something to be a bad thing and you bring it in, it's going to affect you because your subconscious mind is already telling what it is. It's telling your cells, hey, this is bad, mess up. This is bad. Don't, you have to get ready. Whatever you put in your body, I often question my purpose. Whatever you put in your body, if you have a bad perception of that thing that's coming in your body, you don't put it in your body. Or learn to change your perception first. You got to change your perception. It is very important. Hey, Tiffany, how are you doing? It is very important that you change how you perceive what comes into your body. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Your mind plays a it plays a big role in what you accept in your body. Whatever you bring in your body. This is why the concept of blessing your food is important. The concept of blessing your food is important, but it's a deeper meaning behind it. Now, many of us, I bless this food and blah, 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 amen. That don't work. that it doesn't work because you're not convincing the mind that it's a good thing. If you already know that it's bad for you and you put it in your body, it becomes bad for you. It damages the body. It hurts the body. And many of us, this is why our body is painful. This is why our body is struggling because you bring in something in, perceiving that is bad for you, thinking that is bad. So the cell is already ready for the bad thing. If you bring something into your body, you have to see it as it's increasing or improving the body. And when you see it that way, no matter what you bring in, no, not no matter what you bring in. Because you can't convince yourself that everything is good. That's hard to do. You can't lie to yourself. Hey, Pooh Jacks, you can't lie to yourself because if you bring in some drugs, you can't tell yourself, well, this is good. It's hard to convince yourself. You have to question your purpose. Listen, Precious, try this right here, right? Um, Precious, we might have to talk offline, man. We might gotta talk offline about that smell, and I can help you offline with that smell, the sense of smell, because there's things that we can do to get that smell back, but you just gotta do it differently. It takes some time, but some consistency. Do you do meditation? Do you do meditation? Just curious, because sometimes a part of healing, like I was telling my subscribers the other day, a part of healing yesterday, a part of healing. You know why healing is so hard? Only reason why healing is so hard is because many of us don't think that we are able to heal. And that's why we can't heal. Because you can't believe that you can. And if you can't believe that you are able to heal, healing is for you is going to be troublesome. It's going to be a lot of trauma and turmoil. Healing will be very difficult because you already believe that you can. And when you believe that you can't do something, you resist it. And when you resist it, the energy goes away from it. So understanding healing yourself is hard, because if it was, it's not hard. It's natural, right? It's nature. Healing is nature. But when you realize that you cannot heal these things that are going on with you, how are you going to be sick? How are you going to be hurt? I mean, if you think about it, you have brand new cells maybe after 11 months. After every 11 months, every cell in your body is already changed over, right? Except your brain cells. I think the brain cells change once in your lifetime. The midlife, I think, is when the brain cells change. But our body, our cells die and come back, die, and we switch out our cells every 11 months. So the cells carry memory. And memory, one thing about memory is, memory is telling the cells, hey, you were sick. Hey, don't forget that you were sick. Hey, don't forget that you were sick. Hey, don't forget that it's not working. Hey, don't forget that you, and that's what memory does. But now, if you can convince yourselves that you are actually not sick, if you convince yourselves and yourself that you are healthy, I see everything starts with the gut health. If you can convince yourself that you are healthy, if you can convince yourself that you are healthy, if you can convince yourself, your subconscious mind, that you are healthy, health begins. The journey of health begins. The thing is, you don't try to convince yourself. You just believe what you feel, and you believe your memory. You believe that yesterday you fell and you might break something. So, oh my God, I think I'm hurt. I think I'm hurt. I think I remember when he did this to me, so I can't heal. I think I'm hurt. I'm still hurt because I feel like it's still there. I feel. And if you can convince yourself that healing is there, and healing begins to happen, we have to understand if you can convince yourself. The thing is about convincing yourself. You have to convince thyself. Many of us cannot convince ourselves because we always stop. We don't try hard. We get bored. We get too bored. We get distracted and we go along with what's going on. Please, Demisha, please do. So you talked about breath and chakras individually, and of course, meditative state that comes with observing thoughts. Any tips of how possible to align all of them or impact them? Or did I miss? No, you didn't miss it. You didn't miss it. So a part of these chakras, healing these chakras, one of the most important thing to do for me, what I practice, especially to my clients, is meditation. Right? Is meditation. Is meditation. I practice meditation because these chakras could go out at any time. These chakras just don't stay balanced. They don't stay balanced, right? They don't just stay balanced. Sometimes you just something take you by surprise and bam, it's off, right? You lose your job, your root chakra is off, right? Somebody touch you in a sexual way that you don't like, the sacral chakra begins to struggle. Sometimes people tell you, I don't know what you are saying. You are always talking trash. Now you begin to question the way how you speak. Now your throat chakra. Sometimes the person that you love don't love you back, and your heart chakra closes, or somebody that you were with, right? Sometimes somebody that you were with leaves you, and bam, they want to divorce you. Your heart just so you protect your heart by closing it, which is the counterproductive, you know. So these things go out at certain times. Okay, every I don't know what your name is, but I got you. How you do meditate? I haven't started because I feel like I'm just sitting quietly thinking. I don't feel like I'm doing any meditation. So how do you meditate? Thank you, Jamisha. This is my email. How do I pin this? Lord, Jamisha, you know I don't know how to do these things, right? Okay, this is is right here. So that's my email on my website. That if you want to book a one-on-one to assist with each things individually, you can meet with me so we can speak on it. So, like I said, I do meditations and I do chakra meditations. Um, First thing first is to know where all these chakras are located, right? Thank you, Sean Curry. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Um, so let's talk about meditation. Somebody said when she meditates, she sits there and do nothing. Remember, meditation is to take back your time. It is to separate from everything that's going on. Just separate for a while, just to disrupt all those crap that's happening and to separate for a while so that you can actually be by yourself and feel you and experience you, right? That's what meditation does. It separates you from all the drama, all of life's drama, all of the kids, all of the parents, the husband, the wife, all of the boyfriend girlfriend drama. It separates you from your boss and from your job. It separates you from the drama at the gym. It just brings you back to a space. And when you come to this space, right? When you come to this space by yourself, now number one, the truth is nothing is here. The truth is there's no one here. The truth is nothing is happening. And when you understand that nothing is happening, it's about being present. So now, as I see right in front of me, nothing is happening. It's just quiet. It's just peace. I'm alone. So number one, I shouldn't be feeling no emotions of anger and distrust and all these things because the truth is it's not happening. If I'm feeling anger and all them stuff, then something is lying to me. Some images in my mind are lying to me. So at this space, I'm going to say, I'm going to just focus on my breath. I'm going to just breathe. I breathe in, I realize that I'm alive. And I breathe out, I realize that I'm alive. I breathe in, I'm alive. I exhale, I'm alive. That means it's just my time. It's just me. Nobody else, nothing else. I don't need nobody else in my energy and my thoughts. Not even my damn badass kids. Not my kids, not my wife, not your husband, not my girlfriend, not your boyfriend. None of them things. It's just you right now. This is my time. Nobody else. Because for 23 hours, you are in my ear, you calling me, you texting me. I gotta go to work dealing with you, and I see my kids. For this 1, 15, 20, 30 minutes, it's just me. That's all it is. It's just me. And many of us, we hate this. We hate it. We hate it so much. Hey, Sandra, don't hate meditate. Don't hate meditate. We hate meditation so much because it seems like it's boring. It is so boring because I gotta sit there and I gotta think. Listen, the point is, if you remember, your thoughts are connected to the past or to the future. And in the present moment, if you think when you are thinking, you are still not present. So, how do you help the mind to not go back or forward? Go back or future? It's to just all you are doing is breathing. So if you say, I am breathing, I am seeing what's in front of me. You don't have to listen. It's not no technique. You ain't got to close your eyes. You ain't got to put your hands. Kill all the formalities for right now. Yeah, there are ways to do it as you grow. But in the beginning, kill all the formalities. Don't look and see what people are doing or have been doing, what you see those monks do or what you think meditation is. Because a lot of times you don't understand what it is. It's not true. What you're gonna do, you're gonna just sit and just breathe. If you can understand that you are breathing, if you can be aware of your breath, if you can be aware of your breath, right? It's very hard and it does take a lot of practice. Indeed, it does. It really does. If you can, if you can just be aware of your breath, if you can focus on your breath, then there will be no thoughts. If you can focus on your breath, the thoughts disappear. It's when you are not aware of the breath, the thoughts come. When the thoughts come, because the thoughts will come, because that's what the mind does, that's what the brain does. The thoughts will come. When you see the thoughts come, don't fall and trap in the thoughts. Don't fight the thoughts. Don't get into the thoughts. What you do when you become aware of the thoughts. Oh, I am thinking. Let me focus back on my breath. Thought disappears again. That's how it works. Understand it. This is how you start to meditate. You have to acknowledge each thought, each feeling, and each breath. As right now, I am breathing. And after a while, the mind gets bored of focusing on breathing. So a thought's going to come in because you leave the present. When a thought comes, if you can recognize and be aware of the thought, oh, a thought is here. It doesn't mean to get angry. It doesn't mean to fight it. It doesn't mean to be sad. It doesn't mean to be happy or joyful. It means that I have to acknowledge that the thought is there and then shift back. So when I acknowledge the thought, I shift back to the breath. After a while, you breathe, it gets boring, or as you can see, you lose awareness. Here comes a thought. Every time the thought comes, if you can understand that the thought is creeping in, then you can switch it back. That's how you do it. You playing back and forth. It takes a while to get it in a way that you will actually enjoy it. But all you have to do is being aware of the breath. The breath, if you can focus on the breath, then you can be present. If you can focus on the breath, you can be present. Many of us cannot be present because when the thoughts come, you are so addicted to these thoughts. When the thoughts come, you are so addicted to them thoughts and the feeling that they bring because they've been with you for so long. See, these thoughts, the truth is, these thoughts have been with you for years, haven't they? They have been with you for years. So you have a loyalty to these thoughts. You have this connection to these thoughts. Because when these thoughts come, you have to entertain them. When these thoughts come, the feelings got to come with these thoughts. When these thoughts come, you think it means something. When these thoughts come, you think that is I got to figure out why these thoughts are here. If you have to do that all the time, these thoughts will never leave you. You will never find solace. You will never find peace because them thoughts, every time you feed those thoughts, they're going to stay there. So we are understanding when you are trying to meditate, listen, is meditation stopping the mind? Is meditation stopping the brain from doing what it does? The breath is the purest form of God. The breath heals, removes negative energy. It calms, it relaxes, it soothes. The breath is divine if used correctly. Amen. I want to say amen. Hallelujah. That's two hallelujahs and another amen. Do we think that when you meditate, you have to stop the brain? Somebody asked me, how do I stop my brain? How do I, Kirk? How do I stop my brain? Somebody asks, do you have to stop your heart? Do you have to stop your lungs? Do you have to stop your other organs? Then why do you want to stop the brain? Why do you want to interrupt the brain from doing what it does? Let ideas roam, focus on your breath only. Facts. You don't have to stop the brain. You can't stop the brain from doing what it does. Many of us, how do I stop the brain? You don't have to. See, we think meditation is just to be right. We're looking at people doing yoga and meditation and all stuff, and we think meditation is stopping the brain. You can't. No, don't stop the brain. If the brain has no function, you probably has no function either. You ain't gonna be here. Don't try to stop the brain. Just try to be focused on the present, on the breath. The brain is gonna do what it does. Just like your heart. You ain't got to stop the heart. You ain't got to stop your lungs. You ain't got to stop your sexual organs. Why do you want to stop the brain? Don't try to stop the brain. The brain is needed. Listen, healing. The reason why healing is so hard, people to stop thoughts and stuff are scammers, right? Think beautiful thoughts when you meditate. The reason why we cannot find healing is because we can't find the silence. We can't find that quiet. If you can find quiet, you can find healing. If you can believe that you can heal. This week, I'm doing a healing class to my subscribers on here on Zoom. It's for the members. It's going to be Healing 101. We're going to speak on healing. And we're gonna do some healing on each person. As a matter of fact, members, make sure you don't miss this week. Saturday at 1 p.m. Make sure you don't miss it because we're going to go deep into healing. We're going to go deep into it. As a matter of fact, we're going to do it as we speak on it. We're going to do it. We're going to do some things to your own self and see what happens. We're going to do some things to your own self. Do some things to your own self because I'm going to show you some techniques. Listen, there are many techniques to heal. There are many techniques to heal. Healing is not as we think it is. Healing is nature. It's just that they have told us that we can't. They have told us, there's so much things that we are able to do that we don't do. How we connect to others, how we heal others, how we heal ourselves, how we send love, how we send thoughts, how we send feeling. We can send somebody certain feelings. We can send somebody certain vibrations. We can do all these things and we don't know how to do it. We have no idea. You have to become a subscriber, and then I'll send you the link. But we don't know. We really don't know how to do these things. And these things are, when I begin to learn I read a whole lot of books back in the days. And I read a whole lot of books about healing and this and the body keeps score and this and that. But when I understood what those books were saying, I was like, oh, I finally got it. One of the most important things is that healing is very natural. That's what I learned. It's very natural, and we all have the ability to heal, just like all dogs can heal. All cats can heal themselves. All frogs and insects can heal themselves. The ocean can do it. The trees can do it. Everything can do it. Everything do it on a regular basis. It's not a secret. It's just that we were told that we couldn't. We were told that you can't, that you have to be a Christian and you have to drink the blood of Christ and you have to do this and do that and eat this and eat that. And we were told a whole lot of things. And we were told that we have to be this and be that. And the thing is, it doesn't. It's not true. They're lying to us. So we grew up thinking, we grew up with a separation between us and our true self. We grew up with a separation between us and our true nature. Because they told you, if you plant an apple tree, if you plant an apple seed, and you told the apple seed, you gotta grow into an orange tree. It's confusing. It's very confusing. you might block the ability for that seed, if he's listening, if he has consciousness, to grow into an apple tree. Because a lot of us, from the way how we were born, from the way how we were raised, you were told, this is me, this is not me, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't elevate, you can't this, you can't astral project, you can't see things differently because it's all demonic. You do remember? Do you remember they told us that? Everything that you do is demonic. You can't speak to this, you can't leave your body, you can't do this, you can't do that, it's demonic, don't do it. If you have these dreams, you gotta pray to. And everything now scares you. Everything now scares us. The simplest thing scares you. And so then you block yourself from your true self. Your true nature is blocked. Many of us, our true nature is blocked. Look at you, sick. 20 years sick. How are you sick when you have the Most High within you? How are you still sick having the creator within you that created all things? How are you sick? Because you think that you have to have a certain relationship and you have to maintain a certain relationship with the creator to have, not realizing that the relationship is already formed. The relationship cannot be removed. Listen, anybody have any kids? Anybody have any kids here? Yes, you true? Yes or no? Does anybody have any kids? If you have kids, then you realize that nothing, no matter what happens, and they're still your kids. No matter what happens, ain't they still your kids? You have four. Lynn, you have 4 kids? 6? No matter what happens. Hey, Miss Howard. No matter what happens, they're still your kids. No matter what they did. They don't listen, they don't take. Listen, do you notice that some of your children take different parts of you? They take different gifts from you. They take different looks from you. Do you all see that? I have 3 too. Lord. One husband. I have 3, 2 daughters and one husband. That's funny. Somebody says Marinda says she have 3 kids, 2 daughters and a husband. That's hilarious. Oh, Jesus. But listen, these kids have things. Listen, you passed these kids gifts, didn't you? You passed these kids certain gifts. You passed these, like my little daughter, the little small one. She has things that I have. And I don't know how she have it. I'm like, you just like me. But me, she can't stop being my daughter. And she can't stop having those things. What she has is what she has. Her birthright is her birthright. And we have to understand, people are lying to us. People have been lying to us. Listen, don't get offended for what I'm about to say. Don't get offended. But this church thing, a lot of times this church has confused us. Yeah, Lynn. A lot of times this church thing has confused us. It limits our ability to connect to each of us or to the creator. We have to go through this and go through that and go through this when the creator is in us. So now when it comes to healing, we think that we have to do this and that and feel this and go there and go here and then healing comes. It's not true. It's not true. It is not true at all. So now when I have my clients, I'm telling them, hey, number 1, close your eyes. Number 2, put your hands together. Number 3, rub them. Number 4, repeat this. Number 5, touch this. Oh my God. Exactly. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? You see how that works? You see how that works? You see how that works? How did that happen? Because you have it in you. It's always been there. It's just that we can't heal because we carry in certain vibrations. We carry in certain thoughts. We carry in certain feelings. We carry in these heavy feelings. These heavy feelings is what's effing us up. These heavy feelings block certain things. People come into your spirit, people that you dated, people that you was friends with, people that you used to be with, people that you used to like, people that's related to you. They come into your spirit or they come into your life, they did something and now you hold a grudge. Once you hold a grudge, you can't be free. Hey, Queen, how are you doing? It's on Saturday at 1 p.m. Saturday at 1 p.m. Many of us, you can't heal because you're holding a grudge. How can you heal when you're holding grudges? Think about it. How can you heal when you can't forgive? How can you heal? How? Understand how these energies work. Let's understand how these energies work, okay? Let's understand how this energy works. You think if you have resentment, you think that you get resentment from me. You can't resent me. You can only have resentment. And when you have resentment, you don't resent me, you resent in your heart. And everybody who comes in your presence experience your resentment. You cannot resent just one person. That's not how energy works. You can focus on one person. Thank you, Morocco. Thank you so much. Looking forward to Saturday's session. I started listening to the creation frequency. you listen, you be taking my books, huh? But I feel like the new discussion will complete whatever I'm looking for. I hope more people would join us. I hope so too. I hope so too. But if they don't, it's okay. It's okay. Hey Tank, how you doing? Hey Miss Nico, greetings. Wait, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I completely forgot what I was saying. What was I saying, y'all? Whew. Listen, man. What the heck was I saying? I forgot. Resentment. So many of us are carrying these emotions and these feelings. And those are the very things that stopping us from getting what we want. Resentment. Thank you. I mean, that's, we carry a lot of shame and guilt. You can't go far when you're carrying guilt. Because one thing about guilt, man, one thing about guilt, one thing about carrying all this guilt is that you begin to stop yourself. You begin to be guilty. Once you're guilty, punishment must come. Punishment must come. And who you think is you that needs the punishment. Even if somebody do us wrong, we're still feeling guilty because we allow it. We find reasons to feel guilty. We will find reasons to be ashamed. And when we find these reasons, you cannot be your true self. Listen, if you can find your true self, you will find healing. What's the big issue? I'm audible because I already ordered. Okay, got it. If you can't find your true self, how can you find healing? Where is it coming from? Your true self is where abundance resides. The Bible says, all of mine is thine. Every single thing. And all of thine is mine. Right? All of thine is mine. All of mine is thine. How come you can't have access to it? Why is it that you can't have access to it? No, it's not, Miranda. No, it's not. No, it's not. I left that long time ago. I left that a long time ago. Miranda, I left that a long time ago. All of mine is thine. But why is it that you can't have nothing? Why is it that you can't have it? Why is it that you can't have what you want? Because you are not your true self. You are what they told you that you were. You are what people told you that you were. What you wasn't able to do. What you could do. What you can't do. Who you are and who you are not. Listen, I'm telling you all. When folks ask, Kirk, who are you? Man, listen. If I tell you who I am, I might be lying to you. I don't want to know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. It's not my business. I didn't make me. I could care less who I am. But I know that what I am, it is the law of totality of all things. Whoever made me, I am that. I am the make and the maker. I am what was made and the maker itself. Listen, when Beethoven or all those Michelangelo and all them artists do their work, them things, right? Spiritual gangster. Those things are sold for millions because the value is top notch. When Gucci makes a damn pair of pants, you can expect a few $100 because the name alone, what it makes, is being sold for so much. You think that the creator, what he makes is trash? Louis Vuitton could make a bag and sell a bag for $6,000 only because he has the Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton made it. You tell me what God made? wait. You think that's low value? They lied to us, man. When you realize that they lied to you, is when you're gonna wake your ass up. But first, to wake up is knowing that you were lied to. We were lied to. You were lied to. I was like, no, you here, you stuck, you can't do anything. You can't find your partner. They're all overpriced. They're all overpriced. You can't find your partner. You can't find happiness. You can't find joy. You can't find healing. Your body is still sick. Your body is still weak. Come on. That makes no sense. When you have the Creator all running through your veins. Each breath is God. Favor you and pronounce things on you. Do not come in agreement with any negative pronunciation of your life. Facts. God said we are perfectly and wonderfully made. Ain't that something? We have to remember. So when I teach healing, people are always surprised to see their own powers. And the thing about healing is that I don't heal nobody because I don't want to. Plus, it's not my place. That's your karma. That's your energy that you have to remove. A lot of times you can't heal again because you have all these emotions. You have all these emotional attachments. You are so attached to these emotions that these emotions can't leave you. I'm anxious. I have anxiety. Anxiety is not a damn disease. Anxiety is you don't know how to choose your thoughts. You don't know how to manage your own energy. You don't know how to manage your thoughts. And that's why you have anxiety. How do you get rid of anxiety? By learning how to choose your thoughts wisely. When you can choose, because if you can't choose your thoughts wisely, what does that mean? It means you don't have control of your life. How can you not control your thoughts but control your life? It doesn't work like that. When you have a better understanding of your thoughts and choose what you think and choose your thoughts wisely, anxiety leaves. Anxiety don't need to be there because all you are doing for anxiety is that you are resisting what comes to you. You are resisting your thoughts that you are thinking. From coach and I was like 250. That's a lot. Jamisha asks, can you speak briefly on sending love? I know someone struggling with the postpartum depression, and I wish I can help. Good. I mean, join it, but you have to become a subscriber. You have to become a subscriber, and then I'll post a link to the Zoom, and then we meet on Saturday. For YouTube, for the ones who are trying to be in the healing thing that we're gonna do this Saturday, you have to become a subscriber, a member, okay, to my channel, a member channel on my YouTube. Yes, you have to be a member, and then we do it on Zoom. We meet on Zoom every week on Saturdays at 1 p.m. That's when we meet. Zoom 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where we meet. Yeah. So how do you send love to someone? Well, here's the thing about sending love. The thing about sending to send everything first, if I have 250, if you wanted me to send you $50, it means I must have $50 first, right? That's all it is. It means I must have $50. Now I'm going to show you something to do on here. I don't want you all to abuse this, because if you all abuse it, it's on you. Okay. If I have $50, the most I can send to you is $50. I can't send anything else. I could only send $50. If it's a Kirk, I need $60. I can't give you $60. I can only give you $50. But Kirk, $50 is not enough. Well, that's all I have. Okay. So how do you send love? If you don't become that energy, you cannot send it. If you don't become that energy in that moment, if you all ever watch, well, no, let me not go there. If you are not in that vibration, it's impossible to send it. But to become in that vibration is to be in that moment intentional about what you are. So how do I send love to someone? See, naturally, we send fear, don't we? Somebody is sick, we're quick to send fear. Somebody don't feel good in the hospital bed, we're quick to send anxiety. Somebody who don't feel good, Kirk, I need prayer. We're quick to send all that insecurities and doubts. That's what we send. We send these things because that's what we are in that moment We are scared, we anxious, and we panic, and that's what we can send because that's the energy that covers us. Do we get it? Your kids are sick. Instantly, you feel anxious, you feel scared, and that's what you're sending them without even realizing that's what you are sending to your children. Because you are afraid, you have doubt, you have insecurities, and in that moment, when you think about that person, that child, the thought is going directly and it's covering your aura. And when you touch your child and when you touch that person, it's past. Do we understand how powerful this is? That we take lightly? We take it so lightly. We don't even take it seriously because we don't understand the power in your touch. There is a power in your touch and in your mind. There's a power in your touch and in your mind. And when you understand the power, you begin to become intentional with your touch and with the way how you use your thoughts. You have to become intentional because you understand the power lies within you. It's in there. But first, if you want to send love, you must become love. Listen, see, many of us, we're carrying guilt, we're carrying resentment, you're carrying grudges. You can't send love with all those stuff in your heart. Amen. You all kind of, you all stop. You all still there? You all hearing me? You all got quiet on me. You all there? Yes? No? I'm about to go because you all kind listen, man. You know, when the chat gets quiet, I think my internet is gone. Okay, so you all are there. We're good. I was not scared. I thought you all left. See where my anxiety comes from. My mom would freak out more than yeah, right. That's exactly what happened. Listen, that's why I always command the sickness of my children's body. I don't accept my diagnosis. Or focus on your words instead of thinking and trying. So this is wait. So where was that? Okay. So again, if you want to send love, because remember what you send is in here. In that moment, before you, when somebody is sick, when somebody needs attention, somebody needs love, what you have to do in that moment, you have to remove all the selfishness. You see them grudges that you carry? What's up, Alana? How you doing? Alana, you see them grudges that you carry? It's being selfish. And we don't think about it that way. Them grudges, them unforgiveness, them is you are being selfish because the people around you are picking it up too. People around you are picking it up. They're picking it up. They're picking it up. You know, you holding grudge against your ex-husband, your ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, your kids are feeding it onto it because you think that is going straight to the ex-husband or ex-wife, but no, that thing lingers in your energy. That thing is in your aura. Your aura is in your entire aura. It's changed. If you have a cup of water, a bucket of water, and you throw one little, one little color in it, it changed the color. It changed the color because that one drop could affect the entire damn bucket. We have to understand how powerful this is. Hey, Lady P, I see you. We have to understand how powerful that is. So imagine when we have this true self and we have resentment and holding grudges and this anger for somebody, you are being selfish because in that moment, everybody who comes in your energy picks it up. You just don't realize it because you're not aware of it because you are carrying it for all your life. You don't realize how powerful it really are. So if you're trying to send somebody love, somebody is sick, somebody is dying, somebody on a deathbed, what you have to do is understand, number one, I have the ability to send love. We all do. Number two, in that moment, let me become unselfish. Let me unselfish myself. Let me un-F myself. You know, people say, let me un-F myself. And let me, right now, I forgive everyone who have trespassed against me. And mean it. You got to mean it. You got to mean it. You got to mean it. I forgive everyone. I release everyone. Be present. And let you convince yourself that everybody is going for my spirit. I don't carry no grudge. I don't carry nobody in my back. And release those people. Next thing you want to do, you want to increase your vibration in that moment. You want to increase your vibration. Focus on your heart. You want to breathe from your heart. Not in an anxious way. Just in that moment, relax yourself. Breathe. Let the heart become strengthened. Think about a good feeling, a good memory, a beautiful time where you were excited with joy and happiness. And so when you think about those feelings, those thoughts will magnetize and those thoughts will expand that love. As you feel this love in your heart now, you're overwhelmed with love. What you want to do now, focus on that person. You want to focus on that person now. Put your thoughts on that person. Focus on your breath. Keep relaxing your body. And now use your visual. You're going to use your visual to see that person as at their best. As you focus, breathe, love, focus on the person, look past their eyes, look deep within their eyes, and now see them doing better. Not fear, not better like what you think that they should be, not forcing them to change, but just visualize them being their greatest version that they want to be. Understand, when you can do this, you can send that frequency. Listen, many of us, we quick to send panic. We quick to send panic. We quick to send anger. We quick to send fear. We quick to send doubt and insecurities. Stop sending those things. Stop sending those things. And this is why we can't heal. See, it is said that once we begin to heal, our family begins to heal. Our children begins to heal because our heart opens. And when our heart opens, we are still connected and they begin to feel. Listen, when you begin to heal your heart, even the dudes that you used to date, the women that you used to date always text you back. Don't they date? Hey, stranger. A lot of times when you begin to heal your heart, them people, when you begin to open your heart to love, them damn people that you don't want no more, you don't like no more, you can't stand no more, them people begin to feel a shift in your energy and they call you, hey, my mind is running you. And you're like, huh? I'm telling you, when you begin to heal, you get a text from 10 years ago from a guy or girl who messed with you and broke your heart, say, hey, you here? And another time, when your heart begins to heal, you have to understand when people come back, it's for you to release them properly this time, not for you to retouch. It's not for you to redo anything. It's not for you to try again. It's not for you to give them love. It's for you to release them this time. Release them with that intention. Release them properly. Because until you release them, your heart is going to always seek that. It's going to always go back to them. Sometimes when your heart is open, when you focus on your heart chakra, you have to go back and everybody comes to you so that you can forgive them properly. So that you can release them properly. A lot of times you are confused that release. You confuse that release. I don't know why you're coming back, because your heart is healing. And you need to let them go properly. Let them go intentionally. Let them go with love this time. Let them go with peace and less suffering. Let them go because they don't. So your heart is like, hey, I have to bring them back. Wait, is the video off? Can you see me on there? You said the video cut off? The video is not cut. Is the video off? Can you see me and hear me? Been doing a lot of focusing on the issue with you, not feeling yourself right. Comfortable feeling of seeing other people being hurt. Well, Miranda, who, me? Okay, you see me. Okay, good. Good. But this is how you release people. So that's how you send love. So do you get it, Jamisha, how you send love? This is how you send love. Remember, you have to release. You have to become that love. You can only send what you have. Be conscious. Thank you, guys. Be conscious of what you are at all times. Be conscious of the emotion that you're carrying around. I'm telling you guys, man, I'm telling you, many of us are very selfish. Many of us are very selfish. We are very extremely selfish. We're walking around with these low vibrational emotions and think and thinking that, I am justified in my emotions because somebody hurt me, somebody did this, so I'm justified in these feelings. But yeah, I mean, it's your feelings, but your feelings affects those who are connected to you because they can feel you. Just like how you can feel them, they can feel you too. Your kids feed from you. Your husband and wife eat off of you. You are some people's daily bread. You don't even understand this. Yeah, facts. You are some people. You are some people's daily bread. I know I am some people's daily bread. Believe it, I know I am, and I hold myself responsible for that. Now, I'm not saying that I gotta always, be there to do. I'm just saying I know that some people I'm their daily bread. I'm part of their daily bread, so I know they feed from me. I am responsible for my family feeding off of my plate. I know I am. So it keeps me aware of what I feel. It keeps me aware of my emotions. It keeps me aware of my thoughts because I know if my children and my family is feeding off of me, let me give them something that's light. Let me feed them something that they love. Let me feed them something that when they leave the house, they are still in good feelings. They're not bothered by all these damn emotions and insecurities and doubt. Let me give them something. Let me place in my body. Let me not be selfish. We have to stop being selfish. We gotta stop being selfish, man. And when we start to operate on this love, when we start to get this love intentionally, walk with love, you're gonna see who you attract. I bet what you attract will change. Even, this is why I talk about relationships all the time. Relationships. It's very simple now. To me, it's very simple. Imagine if I can become that love. Jamisha, imagine. Jamisha, imagine this, right? Imagine this. Imagine this. you say IG doesn't want you to get the message today, huh? Damn it, damn IG, huh? Jamisha, imagine if I can become this love, man. If I can just have this feeling, have this emotion, have this pleasure within me. This experience and these thoughts are aligned to pleasure. And then this frequency will match these feelings, these thoughts, this experience. Do you know if I can have that experience on a regular basis where I can love being in that space, where my thoughts don't abuse me, when my thoughts don't bother me, when my thoughts matches how I feel and matches the beauty in this world. Do you know people can't leave that energy? People cannot leave that energy. People will not leave that. You will be your confidence will change. Everywhere you go, people flock to you. That's what happened to Jesus. If you look at the book, if you read the New Testament, that's what Christ had. That same level. That same thing. He ain't insecure. People don't like him. People don't listen. We have to understand, man. The reason why we are afraid of relationships is because how we see ourselves and the one with ourselves is toxic. It's toxic. And when you become that to yourself, when you become that naturally, when that becomes a natural instinct, a natural behavior, natural being, listen, I'm telling you, your relationships will change. That type of love is beautiful. That's the love, but that's the one that we don't have. We have the one that we scared. We don't want to be hurt. We don't want to be. Listen, you can't not want to be hurt. Hurt will come. If you carry that love, you will get hurt. But it's a different type of hurt. It's not the hurt that you think. Instead, you will have compassion. I forgive you. It's not the type of hurt that you assume. You will have boundaries. You will have a deeper understanding. You will have deeper connections and discernments. You'll have a deeper level of all around. We have to start to walk in that. We have to learn how to walk that step. We have to learn how to become this. We have to put on the full armor. You see, when God said, listen, listen, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not against Christianity either. I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm not a Christian. But I keep quoting the scriptures. I know. And I keep talking about it because it makes sense. This is why he says, put on the full armor of God. The full one. Not just because we're afraid to get hurt and stuff. Put it on. Put that thing on. Because the armor is love, man. And what love does, it increases your vibration. And when your vibration is increased, a lot of things can't get to you. So it's actually an armor. It's actually an armor. Hey, Nikki, how are you doing? It's actually an armor. Because when the higher you vibrate, the higher you elevate, all this low stuff don't touch you. Sicknesses and anger and evil, it don't come because it's a lower vibration. So when you put that armor on, you don't have to deal with those things anymore. But you see it. But it just don't befall. It just don't fall on you sometimes. It just misses you. It just, everybody around you, if it would get 1,000 on my right and 10,000 on my left will fall, but I can't, nobody, it's just, you got to put that entire armor of God. And I think that's what we're afraid of. Because when you put that armor on, you're not afraid anymore. Because what you going to do, leave me? Good night, Poojax. Have a beautiful evening. What you going to leave? Leave and go where? Seriously. Who you gonna meet better? And it's not even that. But you didn't give it to me, so you can't take it from me. You can't take it from me because you didn't give it to me. It's not because of you that I had it. So you can't do anything about it. You see, this is when the level change. See, this is what the difference is. See, many of us are afraid to get hurt, afraid to be this, afraid. But you have to understand, if they didn't give it to you, they cannot touch it. This is your choice. This is your choice. So you don't get hurt in that way. Because even when you remove yourself, the love is still there, right? So when you have the armor, even when he or she remove themselves, the love is still there. It's still there. It doesn't, still can't hate you. I understand your journey. I get it. I'm not mad at you, too. But the chances of being left, anybody leaving your presence. People didn't even want to leave Christ alone. They're always following Christ. Everywhere he went, they followed him because the energy, his aura, the energy that he pushed off, everybody around him felt it. If you touched him, the energy, you felt it. If you were around him, it was a big energy. I think Christ was a Scorpio. I think Jesus was a Scorpio, man. It's not ownership facts, Candy. But this is what I'm saying. So this is why I can say, well, what if you see all these questions that we have? Well, what if we married and he left? Let the man leave in peace. Well, what if she left? Let the woman leave in peace. They can't take you with them. Why would you give yourself up to go with them? Why would you leave you? Yeah. Why would they leave you? Why would you leave you? But here's the thing. If you don't like being around you and your thoughts are causing you anxiety, here is what the issue is. Here's the thing. You have anxiety. Your thoughts is effing with you. You don't like how you feel. All these feelings, insecurity, doubt. Oh no, Belizean is in 2 weeks. All these feelings, all these emotions, and all this. You don't like being with you. You don't like that feeling. You don't like your thoughts. Your thoughts make you feel like a loser. Your thoughts make you feel weak. Your thoughts is messing with you. So therefore, you question people when they are with you. You question them why they want to be with you. You question them why they want to be with you. You question them because you question you. You don't like being around you. Your thoughts, you resist them. Your feelings, you resist them. You don't feel and experience pleasure in yourself. You don't experience that completion. You don't experience that heightened being. So therefore, you have to question everybody who comes to you. Because what if you leave? See, but when you have that, man, listen, leave, you're not leaving. It's different. Where you gonna go? You ain't go nowhere. You feel what I'm saying? So put on that full entire armor. And everybody that you come in touch with, or you come in, everybody that you come in close to be around, they can feel the energy, they can experience the energy. Nobody leaving that energy. I'm telling you, people don't leave that energy. Many of us, we are doubting everything that comes to us. We're doubting everybody that comes to us. We're doubting all our partners. We're doubting all our boyfriend, girlfriends. We don't even understand why they want to be with us, because you don't want to be with yourself. Many of you don't want to be with yourself because yourself brings you trauma. You still have trauma that's attached to you. You know what I mean? You still have all these feelings and all this sadness and all this, and because we trust our, I keep telling you really trust your feelings, huh? Well, yes, but why? Why do you trust them so much? It's just your feelings. It doesn't mean that you are sick. It's a memory. You really trust your feelings. Like man, boy, my hair is curly, ain't it? I just realized it. You look good on camera. My hair is curly, isn't it? Oh, I hope it's still like this. It's in my face. You see what? Do you see like when you're not used to having long hair and it's in your face? Get out my face here. Thank you, Candy. Thank you. But seriously, man. But seriously, man. Seriously. All joke aside, man. This is the time. This is our era of healing. This is our time to heal. Thank you, Jamisha. But seriously, this is our healing time, man. We're too old not to be healed. Anybody here in their 40s are still in healing? 40s, 50s are still in healing? Anybody in their 40s, 50s still ain't healed? Bodies, painful, tensions. Yeah. Tension, lower back pains, and hip pains, sinuses, headaches. You want that, don't you? Thank you, kindness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kindness in my heart. Yeah, you 26? I haven't, Miranda. I haven't. 26 only, and feel like I have been healing forever. Hey, happiness, how you doing? Sinus problem. I'm telling you, if you listen, join me Saturday and let's talk about it. Because I'm gonna do people individually, but a lot of us have the same issues. So a lot of us are connected. A lot of us have the same issues. So a lot of us have the same thinking pattern. A lot of us, the same thing has happened to us. We're being divorced. We're being left. We're in our 40s now, 50s. Some of us, younger, but like many of us, high 30s. My people are usually in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s. And unfortunately, I'm doing great, happiness. I'm doing great. How are you? I ain't seen you in a long time. Many of us are in our 40s, 50s, 60s. So the thing is, many of us have the same issues. Believe it or not. I think I'm different. We're not different. Here's what many of us struggle with. Relationships. Love. And, them old people pain. Back pains and joint pain. Sciatica. Hip pains. We even struggle with, women. Men have issues with their erectile dysfunction stuff. And women have issues in the same area. We all have the same issues. It's the same crap we have. Most of us have the same crap. You all think that you all don't. Hey, beauty, how you doing? 50 in December, and it took the last 7 years to heal myself. Good. So if you still have those issues, join me on Saturday. Join me on Saturday, man. You probably will like it. But again, you have to become a subscriber or a member to join on Saturday. But anyway, so I've been on here for long enough. I've been talking for long enough. I've been talking I talk too much. But seriously, if you have those issues, man, join me. You might be surprised that you can fix your stuff easily. You know, when you've been carrying a thought for a long time, that thought blocks your flow of energy. That thought blocks your flow of energy. When you've been holding on to a feeling for a long time, the feeling blocks your energy. It blocks how you experience things. No, not Candy. I haven't started yet. We're starting after this, not next week, because next week is healing. Well, this week coming is healing. Then the next week we're gonna start. So yes. So I think I've been in it for too long now. But 2 hours and 20 minutes. So this is my time. Listen, guys, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming. Thank you for becoming. Okay, there is. Did you subscribe? Thank you for becoming members, and thank you especially to my members, to my subscribers. I appreciate you guys, man. Love you guys a whole lot. Jamisha, I hope I explained it well. I hope I explained it well. I hope I explained it in a way that you understand. I think most of my life is going to be about healing from now on. It's not going to be on relationships. I think relationships will come when healing happens. Well, they always come, but the better ones come when healing happens. So I'm gonna do more healing conversations. I'm talking about the real stuff, the real healing, not the healing that social media give. Okay, good. Thank you so much. You all have a blessed day. You all have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much, Candy. Morocco, I'll see you later. Miranda, I'll see you later. Okay. Thank you so much. Love you too. Love you guys. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my voice for 2 hours. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all the feedbacks and all the questions and all the responses and all the comments and all the conversations. Because without those things, I probably won't talk much anyway. So I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys soon, and I am out. Now, how do I close this? I don't know how to close this. I forget how to close this thing. Um, hey, precious for that smelling and tasting. Hit me up one-on-one, and I'll be help you. I mean, it'll be easier to do that on a, on a more one-on-one basis. A lot of these healing things are very. Listen, I want to show you all a technique that I use even with my mom. My mom was my mom is a big old Christian boy. She's a big old Christian lady. Meaning in her faith, Christian, strong Christian. I'm not a Christian anymore, so she don't like what she don't like the fact that I'm not a Christian anymore. But I still believe what she believes. I just believe it in a deeper level. Does that make sense? I believe Christianity on a deeper level than most Christians do. Yet I'm not a Christian. Does that make sense, y'all? That makes sense, does it? Anyways, so one day my mom said her knees were hurting. So my sister said, my my sister said, "Hey, why don't you talk to your son? He could help you." She's like, "How? Talk to your son. He can help you," which is me, because my sister knows me. And thank you, Miranda. So my mom called me one day, and I could tell she you know, because I can tell it was gonna be a little struggling for her. And she's like, "Dwayne," I said, "Yes." She said, "I have problems with my foot. I haven't walked my laps in about 2 months. My foot been hurting." I said, "Okay." Now, when a Caribbean person said their foot, it could be anywhere on their leg. It could be their hips. It could be their knees. It could be their thighs. Foot in the Caribbean is the entire leg. It's not the foot. In America, your foot is the part that you walk on. In the Caribbean, your foot is your knees, your thighs, your hips, the part that connects to you is all over. So I've been in pain for 2 months now, and I just, can you do that? She said, "Erica told me that you can do something." I said, "Okay." I said, "Do you want me to help you?" She said, "Well," again, the ego is big. She said, "Well, yeah, but how?" I said, "I can help you, but you just got to trust me." So And she said, okay. I'm your son. I'm not going to bring you pain. So I said, okay, lay on the bed. I said, lay down. Okay, just lay down. Now I'm on the phone. I'm all the way here. She's all the way back home in the Caribbean. I said, lay on your bed. I said, lay down. And I said, okay, I want you to breathe like such and such. She said, okay. I said, now put the phone down to you. Don't touch the phone. I don't like people touching the phone when I'm talking to them. So don't touch the phone. Just make sure that you can hear me. I ain't got to look at you. You ain't got to look at me. You ain't got to see me. I ain't got to see you. I said, put the phone close to your ears. I mean, put the phone down, but make sure that you can hear me and respond if I need you to respond. She said, okay. So she put the phone. I said, so breathe this way. So she began to breathe. I say, repeat this in your mind. I said, repeat this. And I gave her what to repeat, and she repeated it. I said, now, visualize this. Imagine this. I said, so now you keep doing that, and I'll repeat something so that you can hear me in your ear as you repeat what you are doing. She said, okay. So I'm saying my thing, she's saying her things. I said, okay. After 5 minutes, I said, okay, it's done. I heard she get up. And she said, wait, but the pain gone? I said, yeah, it's gone? She said, hold on. My foot don't hurt anymore. I said, I know. It's good, ain't it? She said, oh, well, how did that? What? How did that work? I said, you did it. I didn't do it. You did it. Hey, Jocelyn. I said, you did that. She said, wait. But wait, my foot don't. And she started to bend her foot and bend her leg. She said, the pain is. So she stood up and she jumped. She said, wait, the pain is gone. Wow. She said, oh my. Listen, I think that day, I think she was convinced that it's it's not about your religion. It's not about how big you are in the church. It's not about you thinking that you're not worthy and stuff. It's about simplicity. It's about visualizing. It's about feelings. It's about thoughts. It's about putting them back together and being your true self. And healing happens. All them things, all them tensions, all them things is gone. And she's like, I don't even know how that happened. I said, but you did it. You did it. You can't say I did it for you because you did it for you. See, you can do it. But the thing is, the problem is when things happen, we panic. Instead of doing what we know that we should do, we panic. You are still there? Here I am. You all got me talking still, huh? I should have been gone 15 minutes ago. Listen, you all. Thank you guys for listening to me speak. And again, I appreciate you guys. I hope I see you guys soon. Like I said, I'm gonna come live maybe twice a week. Speak on healing. I'm gonna post videos a little less. I'm gonna still do videos, but panic don't solve a damn thing. It really doesn't. Uh, so hey, listen, thank you all for coming, all right? And thank you all for being here. You all have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys later. How do I end this? I don't remember. Um, how do I stop this live? Okay, end stream. Have a good night. Have a good night to you guys, all right? Peace.